Alright, in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can identify a dominant strategy and a nash equilibrium in an easy manner and the rules for that to happen. So now you are given two companies, Emirates Airline options and Etihad options. And these two airline companies have the option to either raise your spending and not raise your spending. And by raising their spending and not raising their spending, they are all getting different payoffs. So I just want you all to remember that higher the option, it's better because by either raising or not raising their options, they are either ending up with a higher amount or a lower amount. Okay, so let's start. Now we want to know the dominant strategy of Etihad. Should they raise spending or should they not raise the spending? So what is a dominant strategy? Dominant strategy is basically the option that they should take no matter whatever the other company is taking. If the Emirates is deciding to raise or not deciding to raise, they will be sticking to one decision. And how will we find that? I'll tell you right now. So the first step is, since we're focusing on finding Etihad's dominant strategy, we should take Emirates. One option should be constant. So Emirates will be constant and Etihad could be variable. So if we now place Emirates racing spending as constant, Etihad can either get 3,000 or 4,000 by not raising. So obviously the dominant strategy, the strategy that Etihad will take will be 4,000. And now if you're deciding if Emirates should decide not to raise their spending, Etihad can either get 8,000 or 5,000. So with this conclusion, we can see that Etihad does not have a dominant strategy, because if they did, it would have come in the same option. It would have been like Etihad getting 4,000 and Etihad getting 5,000. By getting no raise, that would have been the dominant strategy. Or because if it got raised, they both should have been raised. So in this strategy, they either have no raise and raise, and that becomes not a perfect dominant strategy. And now we're gonna look for Etihad. So for now, we're gonna look for Emirates. Now to see the dominant strategy for Emirates, we place Etihad constant. Now if Etihad decides to raise spending, Emirates will either get 4,000 or it'll either get 3,000. So obviously 4,000 is better, so we'll take that off here. Now if Etihad decides to not to raise their income, Emirates will either get 5,000 or it will get 2,000. Oh wow, what can we see here? We can see that Emirates has a dominant strategy of raising their spending, because with any option that Etihad chooses, that is to raise spending or not to raise spending, Emirates will still end up getting better by raising spending. And now the Nash equilibrium. Nash equilibrium is a state where you choose an option after your opponent has chosen an option. It's just like chess. First, your teammate will propose his place in the game, and then you will decide later what strategy you should pick. And so that's the main definition. So it's the way we select the Nash equilibrium is just like how we select the dominant strategy. And so, but for us to just easily identify without taking much time, it's always the ones where the two tick boxes are. When the two tick marks are in the same box, that's where a Nash equilibrium happens, where Emirates should raise spending and Etihad should not raise spending. Whenever there are two ticks in the same box, that's your Nash equilibrium.